Hello students, I'm Dr. Himanshu Kandpal, Assistant Professor English, Government MS College for Women, Bikaner. In the previous video, we have started a new essay on national prejudices written by Oliver Goldsmith and learnt about the author and about the essay. In this video, we are going to summarize the important facts of the essay. The essay, entitled On National Prejudices, is one of Oliver Goldsmith's most famous and well-known essays. This essay appeared in the periodical Beam and considered as one of the best and finest essays. In this essay, he condemns national prejudices and supports internationalism. In this essay, Oliver Goldsmith talks about his encounter with a group of men who were engaged in a conversation about the different characters of the nations of Europe. The point Goldsmith tries to get across is that we shouldn't be people who believe and say we belong only to a certain group, region, or society. We should be people of the world. Goldsmith strikes out at the national prejudices and addresses those who believe in it as bastard sprouts. He further adds that prejudices infect mind and influence the conduct of the people. He feels that every man can love his nation without hating others or without disliking another. Goldsmith's style is remarkable in this essay for its exactness and clarity. Meaning of the word prejudice. If we study it as a noun, an unfair and unreasonable opinion or feeling, especially when formed without enough thought or knowledge. If the word prejudice is used as a verb, it means someone or something that prejudices you, influences you unfairly so that you form an unreasonable opinion about something. So it means an unfavorable opinion or feeling formed without knowledge. So let us summarize the essay in few points. As he begins the essay, he says that as I am one of the sauntering tribe of mortals. Sauntering tribe means wandering tribe of mortals who spend the greatest part of their time in public houses, coffee houses and other places. Where what he do there? He observes infinite, unlimited variety of characters, and as he is of the reflective mind, it provides him to ponder over the things and the people he meets. Oliver Goldsmith often watched people when he visited public places, and sometimes they invited him to take part in their conversations. Among the variety of topics discussed, he also take interest in them, and once he came across he was also a part of the company where men were involved in discussing the traits or the distinguished quality of the people of different nations of Europe. Once a man described the different people of Europe. He argued that Dutch were greedy, the Dutch were greedy, a parcel of avaricious wretches, the French a set of flattering sycophants, self-serving flatterers, the Germans were beastly gluttons, overeaters, and the Spaniards were surely tyrants. They were haughty people, they were arrogant and proud, while in bravery, generosity, and clemency, in the mildness of attitude, and in every other virtue, the English excelled all the rest of the world. Everyone in this group agreed. They gave approval with the man except Goldsmith, who pretended to be thinking about something else so he wouldn't be forced to disagree with the speaker. The speaker asked Goldsmith if he was of the same mind. Goldsmith reluctantly stated that he could not make such a broad statement unless he had made a careful study of the citizens of each of these countries. In fact, Goldsmith suggested that the Dutch might actually be frugal, economical, and industrious. More the French more temperate and polite, pleasant and polite. The Germans hard workers and patient of labor, and the Spaniards dignified and deliberate, staid and sedate, serious and calm. And while Goldsmith agreed that the English have good qualities, then the English, who though undoubtedly, he feels that they are though undoubtedly brave and generous, they might also be rash, headstrong, stubborn, and impetuous, hasty, too apt to be elated with prosperity and to disheartened in adversity. They are elated with prosperity and disheartened with in adversity. Further, Goldsmith could immediately see that his opinion was not appreciated. He felt that what he opined was negated by the others, and in fact, the speaker chastised him for living in a country and enjoying its protection and privileges without loving the country wholly and blindly, because Goldsmith is not of this opinion that we should be biased for our own country and criticize the people or other countries. Goldsmith then gives up his argument to ponder why people must run down other countries in order to love their own. He feels that the misfortune is that people never realize the importance of genuine patriotism. He feels that national prejudices are the outcome of patriotism. But Goldsmith rejects this view. He feels he does not admit that they are natural and necessary outcome of patriotism. People who think so are certainly wrong. Goldsmith gave up this argument to ponder why people must run down their countries in order to love their own. Goldsmith then observes that unlike the wise and learned philosopher of times long ago, who considered himself a citizen of the world, people today identify themselves too much as being natives of one particular spot or members of one petty society. If only uneducated people harbored these prejudices, it might be understandable. He feels that if the people are uneducated and if they have such kind of attitude, if they have such kind of bias, then it is understandable. But when the educated people talk such things about such things, then it seems unbearable to the writer. But when educated men of high rank also indulge in these unreasonable preconceptions, unreasonable prejudices, then it shows that they are common and of no special worth. Goldsmith further feels that those that most often brag about the great qualities of their nation are those who have the fewest good personal qualities, or as Goldsmith illustrates metaphorically, the slender vine twist around the sturdy oak because it has not the sufficient strength. Slender vine, a climbing plant, twist around the powerfully, a sturdy oak, powerfully built oak for no other reason in the world but because it has not strength sufficient to support itself. While it is natural for a person to love his or her country, it is not natural to take his love to the extreme of prejudice. Goldsmith states that the unnatural growth of prejudice from love is similar to outgrowth of superstition from religion, and continuing his plant metaphor, believes that these outgrowths should be lopped off, or this goodly tree can never flourish in perfect health and vigor. Lopped off means cut off. So, he says that what is true of a tree, it is also true of religion. Blind superstition and enthusiasm, that is, blind beliefs and enthusiasm and passion and fanaticism are its illegitimate offshoots or unnatural growth. If a person, if the people of some place want religion to thrive in the right manner, one should destroy blind belief and such passion. The same thing can be said about patriotism. The If we want the right type of patriotism, we must destroy national prejudices. Goldsmith feels as superstition and enthusiasm too are the growth of religion. So, all the strifes between different countries of the world are brought about by national prejudices. He asks a question. Is it not very possible that I may love my own country without hating the natives of other countries? That I may exercise, employ the most heroic bravery, the most undaunted resolution. Undaunted means unafraid in defending its laws and liberty without despising all the rest of the world as cowards. He feels that it is certainly possible for a person to love his or own country and to unwholeheartedly support it without thinking that citizen of other countries are inferior. When Goldsmith asks a rhetorical question, is it not very possible that I may love my own country without hating the natives of other countries? The answer is a resounding yes. In fact, to answer in this way is to become a citizen of the world. He feels that it provides us with a great pleasure to be a person of a generous, of a caring and benevolent heart, and that one should everywhere hear that if a person, when he talks about his own country, his own nation, or he's talking about the people of the other countries, what he should profess, what he should say, that he is citizen of the world. The author feels that the people have so much become Englishmen, Frenchmen, Dutchmen, Spaniards, or Germans, and that they are no longer citizens of the world. But what is important is that we should leave behind all the biases and all the national prejudices. One should have respect and love for its own country, but they should also think themselves as the citizens of the world and respect the people and the country across the globe. They should consider themselves as the general inhabitants of the globe. And he beautifully quotes the lines in the essay that we no longer consider ourselves as the general inhabitants, dwellers of the globe, or members of that grand society which comprehends the whole humankind. What he feels that we should consider ourselves as the citizens of the world, as the inhabitants of the globe, and treat each person with love, respect, and humanity, and leave all the national prejudices behind, and treat each other with more respect, more courtesy, and with more human attitude. This is all about the essay on national prejudices. We are going to discuss the writing style of Goldsmith in the essay. Oliver Goldsmith shows that he is very formal in his style of writing. He seems to use I quite frequently in his writing, perhaps to convey a personal struggle. Why there is a personal struggle? Because he wants to keep forward his opinions. The writing style is very reminiscent of old English literature, but then he makes us think on abstract ideas due to such sentences as which to a person of contemplative turn is a much higher entertainment than a view of all the curiosities of art or nature. The paragraph development is developed sequentially as he takes us step after step of building thought, and his idea is presented in a very beautiful manner. The ideas, passage after passage, the paragraph after paragraph, they are connected with each other, thoughts after thoughts, in a logical fashion. The word choice is smart and complex. In analyzing the sentences used by Goldsmith, one can see that they are long and filled with commas or pauses to make us think. Goldsmith includes metaphors in his writing to give a sense of how the French, German, and Spaniards actually behave. His tone is very candid and somber because his paragraphs are made of long sentences with commas that can be translated into pauses. So he seems to be lecturing a story of some sort. The words that are used here are very complicated words indeed. Words such as elated and beastly gluttons are words that are clearly intended for an old, mature audience. He is clearly academically trained and is good at arranging, words. So this is one of the best essays written by Goldsmith. And in this essay, Goldsmith lashes out at national prejudices, and Goldsmith's style in this essay is remarkable for its exactness and clarity and purity. And we can find spontaneity both in his ideas and language. This is all about the essay on national prejudices written by Oliver Goldsmith. Thank you.